news in the world of Doctor Who yesterday, and it even ties in directly to what I'm watching today. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. It was announced yesterday afternoon that Christopher Eccleston, after 15 years, is returning to the role of the Ninth Doctor in a series of Big Finish audio stories. This is massive. Christopher Eccleston is universally beloved for bringing back Doctor Who and his portrayal of the Doctor. It is absolutely sublime. Unfortunately, his time on the program behind the scenes was not nearly as good. In fact, he had a very difficult time with the show. In particular, had many behind-the-scenes difficulties with how the show was run. Now, to his credit as a professional actor, he did not air his grievances publicly. He simply went to the producers and said, I can't in good faith continue to work this way, and he left the program, and he did not speak about it publicly for well over 10 years. Even while the powers that be at the BBC smeared him and essentially blacklisted him and to a huge degree destroyed his acting career for many years, he remained tight-lipped about the whole thing until all of the people involved had long since left the show. He only finally started speaking about it in the last couple of years, and even then he continues to handle it very, very well. Up until yesterday, he has expressed absolutely no interest in returning to the role in any way. He was offered a major role in the 10th anniversary special in the Day of the Doctor, and in fact, the character of the War Doctor was originally supposed to be the Ninth Doctor. The entire defining characteristic of the Ninth Doctor is he is the battle-scarred veteran of the Time War. When Eccleston politely declined to return to the program, that's when the War Doctor was created and John Hurt came on board, and it made for an amazing 50th anniversary special, no doubt. There are so many things about that special that were fantastic, including the surprise appearance of Tom Baker in it. But Christopher Eccleston's absence was very clearly and painfully felt through all of that. So, why has he decided to return now? Well, in the last year, he has finally tiptoed into Doctor Who fandom and started attending a couple of conventions. As a matter of fact, to my great disappointment, I had tickets to meet him, have him sign my poster, take a picture with him back in May, and that was completely derailed by the global pandemic, and I am just a tiny bit bitter about that. But the interesting thing Eccleston found as he tipped into it was his perception with autographed hounds and things was that he would be beset by people trying to make money off of him. And instead, what he found almost universally was fans who adored him and who were bringing him personal items to sign for their own collection and not for profit, and who came to express to him how much he meant to them as a doctor. And it proved to be a very cathartic experience. And so it was earlier this year in February, just as the pandemic was starting to tiptoe into the US. Big Finish Audio approached Eccleston at the Gallifrey 1 convention and offered to bring him into the audio adventure line. A lengthy discussion ensued, and that led to yesterday's huge announcement. And so, starting in May of next year, there will be a series of 3 box sets, 12 adventures, an entire season of Ninth Doctor stories. So far, we don't know writers, we don't know who else is in the stories, we don't know who else will be involved, but Christopher Eccleston himself will finally actually return to the role of the Doctor. And it is so good. I am so happy for him. In particular, I'm happy for him to get this kind of affirmation, both emotionally, supportively, and frankly, financially. He deserves all of the money he will make. I guarantee these box sets from Big Finish will be the biggest selling items in the Big Finish line ever. They've already smashed all records in pre-sales, and it's only been up for a day. So happy for Christopher Eccleston. Now, how does that tie into what I'm watching today? Well, Genesis of the Daleks, as the title implies, is about the birthplace of the Daleks, and it's a brilliant piece of writing. Terry Nation outdid himself on this story, primarily because he was called to task on how much he was repeating himself on previous Dalek stories, in ways that he didn't even realize. It was completely subconscious for him. And so he was challenged with writing a story about the genesis of the Daleks, and the name stuck, and he came up with this amazing story and created the character of Davros, who stands up there with the Master as one of the most infamous villains in Doctor Who history. Now, the thing about Genesis of the Daleks is this right here, this is the first shot of the Time War. This is where the Time Lords use their mastery of time travel to take the Fourth Doctor and send him back to the origination of the Daleks to try and either prevent their creation or at least alter their makeup to make them, well, I guess, less horrible. This story is personified the philosophical question, if you saw Hitler as a baby, would you kill him? And by the way, the show will return to that concept in several years with my favorite title in the history of Doctor Who, which is Let's Kill Hitler. In any case, the Time Lords send the Fourth Doctor back through time in order to alter the creation of the Daleks. And this right here is the beginning of the Time War, the event that completely overshadows and drives everything about the Ninth Doctor era. The Ninth Doctor is your war-scarred, PSD-suffering soldier. He goes through his entire regeneration cycle, suffering, knowing that he is the one who destroyed his race. He is the last of the Time Lords. It is such an incredible character motivation, and Christopher Eccleston was phenomenal in the role. Everything about his performance is fantastic, and it all comes right back here to this story, Genesis of the Daleks. Now, I promise, tomorrow I will actually talk about this story. I promise. I mean, unless I don't. So, tune in tomorrow and find out. I'll see you then.